Yo, what is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Vanguard Nightly News, episode 5. We got a few new faces here. Let me start off with introducing Mr. Caster Joe right above me. We got Hyper Bill here with us as well. And of course, we have our lovely host, Shark Hunter, and our lovely host, Panda Stampede TV. And as always, guys, I'm VG, and we're going to get into this.
Did you guys see me wave?
First off, we got some football games that Tanner's going to take us off with.
So we started off Thursday Night Football, Packers versus 49ers. Packers win 34-17. Packers did basically whatever they wanted to, honestly. Aaron Rodgers had 25 for 31, 305 and 4 touchdowns. Devontae Adams, 10 catches, 173 yards and a touchdown. And then Marquez Valdez-Scantling had 2 touchdowns on 2 catches. So it's the only 2 catches that really mattered at the end of the day, with 53 yards as well. Also with this game, Aaron Jones returned. They did not use him a lot, just assuming just because of precautions and everything. Backups for the 49ers were basically only people really starting for the 49ers. They did pretty decent. Nick Mullins, 22 for 35, 291 and a touchdown. And then Richie James, who is their starting kick and punt returner, I believe, had 9 catches, 184 yards and a touchdown. Basically, the only other thing about Thursday night game is Raheem Mostert should be back in the next few weeks. Anything else that you all have?
Not really. I didn't really.
The Packers just they messed up an injury or an injured team. Like there's really not much else to say here.
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers basically had an air raid day.
Oh yeah.
All right, what's next?
So Sunday 1:00 games, we had Broncos versus the Falcons. Falcons won 34-27. Falcons must love close games in my opinion because they were up 34-13 with 9:05 left, and of course it finishes with just a touchdown.
Yep.
They got to keep it interesting.
Oh yeah. Drew Lock outthrows Matt Ryan. Drew Lock was 25 for 48, 313 yards and 3 total touchdowns, one of them being rushing. And Matt Ryan was 25 for 35, 284 yards and 3 touchdowns. Receivers had a really nice game with both pass defenses playing really bad. Jerry Jeudy had 7 for 125 and a touchdown. KJ Hamler, 6 for 75. Zacchaeus, who actually replaced Calvin Ridley with a foot injury, who was inactive before the game started, went 4 for 103 and a touchdown. Helped me a lot in fantasy this week.
Jerry Jeudy did had a very good game, especially looking at fantasy points. I think he had 18 to 15 or 18, somewhere in there. I don't know.
Then you had Hayden Hurst, tight end for Atlanta, of course. 7 catches, 62 yards. And then Julio, 5 catches for 54 yards and a touchdown. Again, basically, Atlanta seems to love these close games. That's all I really got.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter how much they're up.
Either it's close or they throw.
Exactly.
I mean, that's usually how it goes, though. I mean, that's Atlanta for you. Drew Lock looking very good, though.
Oh, yeah, Drew Lock is looking really nice. Go ahead, Bill.
Football this year is just like, because when I'm around at the Firehouse, we usually watch the games. It's just like either it's a very close game or just steamroll.
Oh yeah,
I would. There's close. Yeah, there's close ones. I mean, there's like ones that are where you could actually get back into it, like 10-point difference. Like it's not that bad. But.
No, it's
what they said.
It's like it's either steamroll or that, and it's kind of sad to watch.
Joe is the other anime guy.
Joe's here for the anime parts.
All right, on to the next one here.
So going on to the next game, I know that Panda was happy about this one, of course, but probably I would say game of the week. There's probably one other that I would consider up there, but Seahawks versus the Bills. Bills win 44-34. Russell Wilson and Josh Allen combined for 800 yards. Russell Wilson went 28 for 41, 390 yards, and 3 total touchdowns, one of them being rushing. Josh Allen, 31 for 38, 415, 4 total touchdowns, with one of them being rushing. Probably the big thing about this game was even though the Seahawks were able to put up 34, the Bills' defense were still playing good by forcing 2 interceptions and 2 fumbles. See ya, Chase. The interceptions and the fumbles were all 4 by Russell Wilson. The receivers had a really good game as well in this game. Metcalf 7 for 108 and a touchdown. David Moore 4 for 71 and a touchdown. Welcome back, Chase. Stephon Diggs 9 for 118.
My dog out.
John Brown 8 for 99, and then rookie Gabriel Davis, who's actually been playing pretty good last couple weeks. 4 for 70 and a touchdown.
He's been playing good since he got in the league.
Yeah.
I just love the unselfishness from the Bills wide receivers.
Yeah, Josh Allen passed the ball around to basically everybody.
I just love the fact that they're just like, yeah, you got a touchdown, good shit on you. Like, I'm not mad. My stats aren't getting padded. I want to win this game.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Watching the highlights of that game, like your defensive line really tore apart Russell Wilson.
Can we just talk about how this man's over here just with 2 drinks?
No, overall the defensive players did really well. I mean, there was 12 sacks combined between the two teams. 5 on Russell and 7 on Buffalo, but Seattle blitzed a lot.
I think that's what they just tried to do in order to stop the passing.
Well, it's what they did last week or the week before. I can't remember who they played the week before, but that's what they did to try to slow them down. It worked really well, and with Jamal Adams, I believe his name is, right? Yeah, coming back from his injury.
Yeah. But do you think with him being back, they can go to more kind of a conservative defense instead of blitzing a lot? They can kind of get more.
No, I don't feel like
coverage.
I don't feel like the defense is set for that.
Okay.
I feel like their defenses could be good enough to win them certain games, but if some team goes pass heavy, it's just a shootout. There's no way they can really defend against any good receivers.
No, yeah, for sure.
They're relying on their offense a lot then.
Well, when you
got DK Metcalf.
Metcalf is an animal.
He is a fucking animal, dude.
I look at it. I'm like, he should have got the ball more. I feel like he should in a majority of the games. What cornerback in the league is going to cover him properly? He's
no one.
Fucking massive.
I believe I read that Tre'Davious White on 22 pass plays was matched up against DK. He held him to four catches, 59 yards, which is not amazing. It's not bad. I mean, it's good.
It's good. Yeah, it's good defense.
But I mean, that's probably one of the better ones that you've seen this year.
I mean, Tre'Davious White he's a solid cornerback. Like
he is. He's a very good corner.
Like, honestly, I would say top 5 in the league.
I would agree.
But
I would also agree.
Look at it. There's no covering Metcalf the way that he can.
The way that guy moves for his size is ridiculous.
Oh yeah.
I give him props to all end.
Like, Joe, I say look him up on Google right now if you haven't. I'm not even kidding. Just look up DK Metcalf. Look up his size and everything. That dude is an animal.
Dude is jacked as fuck.
Like, they'll give you the stats on his 40-yard dash. This dude is big as shit and fast as fuck. I think he's, 6'5"?
Yeah, that sounds about right.
I think he's 6'5", he weighs like 240 and almost fucking all muscle. Yeah. And this dude runs a 440 quick as shit.
God damn.
Like, I think it was a 4.33. Like,
dude is a fucking animal.
Hey,
dude's abs look literally like a grill.
By the way, guys, Joe doesn't really watch sports, so
I don't watch sports at all.
Now he's looking up porn videos.
So if you hear me talk about anything about sports, I'm talking right out of my ass.
So yeah, how about them Lions there? No.
Oh yeah, them Lions.
I would say the wide receivers and running backs all have unselfishness. Like Zach Moss, Singletary, really good when it comes to switching out. They're like, I don't give a shit. You play well, we're all playing well. Wide receivers are like, hell yeah, let's ball out. I don't give a shit who gets the ball. Let's get this one. And then
Josh Allen wants to retire a Bill too. Saw that on Twitter. Saw that post.
Yeah. I mean, props to Josh Allen too for playing so well the day after his grandmother passed away. Like,
prayers up to him and his family. He did an amazing job playing through it.
Hard thing to do. And the coach is like, I give you an out for this week. And he's like, no, I'm just going to go ahead and go through with it. Let's play this. Let's get this one. And he had a career game.
What's next, Shark?
So next game we had the Bears versus the Titans. Probably it was pretty much a snoozer, honestly. But Titans win 24-17. Foles threw basically all over Tennessee Titans. 36 for 52, 335 yards and 2 touchdowns. Kind of reminds me of whenever he played for Philadelphia. Bears defense was able to contain Henry for 21 rushes and 68 yards.
That's very good, actually. Going up against Derrick Henry, they did a very good job of holding him down.
Hey, Shark, didn't he used to play like that when he won them a Super Bowl?
Oh, yeah!
Yeah, all right.
And then you had A.J. Brown, had another nice game, 4 catches, 101 yards, and a touchdown. And then Tennessee defense returned a fumble for a touchdown. So basically, the only thing
that game wasn't anything spectacular.
It wasn't spectacular, but A.J. Brown is a beast.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he is good.
By the way, never start Corey Davis.
Again, I don't know why you did that, but okay.
I need a wide receiver.
I could have gave you a lot better receivers. Anyways, Ravens versus the Colts was our next game, 24-10. Lamar Jackson's still struggling, in my opinion. 19 for 23, 170 yards passing, 58 rushing, and a touchdown. Rivers also struggled for 25 for 43, 227, and an interception. And then Jonathan Taylor, I'm wondering if he's still hurt and everything, because Jonathan Wilkins ran 11 times versus Jonathan Taylor 6 times. But like the whole Colts offense struggled completely.
Oh yes,
so I'm not sure exactly what's going on with the offense and everything, but
It's
I
just
know
a
on
mess.
defense. Yeah,
it really is, Joe.
I know
You
on
can
defense.
actually read all of this, Joe. Like, no joke, it's posted in the
It's posted in the Discord.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
I will say that Lamar has issues when it comes to blitz.
Yes.
If you blitz him a lot, he's gonna play terrible.
I
doesn't
feel
know
like
what
he
to
gets
do in the
scared.
entire situation.
He's gonna go
Like-
through all the way.
They do a lot of run stuff with him. Like they have to,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
based off of his play style. But like it's when it comes to blitzing, I notice the percentages go down for everything for him. So if you want to win games against them, it's the same with Patrick Mahomes.
Mm-hmm.
You want to win games against them, you blitz.
Yep.
Patrick Mahomes is weak against the blitz. Lamar is weak against the blitz. That's just what you have to do.
You got to basically hope that your defenders, your linebackers, and cornerbacks are going to be quick enough to stop them.
Yeah.
On those quick slants and everything. So,
Mhm.
And really,
Moving
the
on to
only
the next
fast
game.
wide receiver, though. Sorry, the only fast wide receiver
There
in
you go.
Baltimore is Hollywood, right?
yes.
So-
I mean, they have a couple others.
Other
but
fast ones,
he,
like they could
he
get it.
is he is their main one.
He's their main one. You lock him down. Lamar doesn't really have many other people that I guess you could say he trusts.
Well,
to
there's a
throw
difference
to.
between like normal speed, because like on a slant, it's quick release.
Mhm.
That's what you want. It's not necessarily just speed overall. It's the quick release.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what you would have to focus on rather than just like speed overall.
Which also goes back to why he and Mark Andrews has connected so much before, because of those short passes and everything.
He's
So,
really good for fantasy.
Yep, except for this week.
Yeah, this week he was shit, but every other week he's getting almost double digits.
Oh yeah, I would agree. So moving on to the next game, this is the game that I was talking about that I considered
A
up there for
runner-up.
game of the week as well. Panthers versus Chiefs. Chiefs win 33-31. Did not help me betting wise this week, as I had Chiefs winning by 2.5 and they won by 2. So thanks a lot. McCaffrey is the big thing here. Getting returning, he had 69 rushing yards and a touchdown, 10 catches for 82 yards and a touchdown as well. But the thing is, he got hurt in this game as well. He
Upper body rib.
They said he's out for this week.
They've already came out and said he's out this week with a shoulder injury, which leads to, is it the clavicle and the collarbone injury that they expected it to be, or is it the AC joint, which a lot of players have had that injury for the last year or two now. So I guess we will find out within the next couple of days, of course, but they have already said that he is out for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Moving on, or not moving on, but also in that game, Teddy Bridgewater, another good game. In my opinion, he's a game manager. He's not going to turn the ball over. If he does, it's not going to be a lot, but he always finds ways to keep his team close.
Mm-hmm.
Playing behind Drew Brees for a while like that, you're going to learn something.
That's what I was just about to say. It reminds me of Drew Brees, a lot of it, because Drew Brees is like, he's the manager out there. Like, he can always find a way to get his team either back in the game or whatever.
It's so funny because I was going to say the same thing.
I'm glad that you all are thinking alike.
Yeah, Joe, I'm glad that you're paying attention.
Yeah.
So, Joe, what were we talking about?
Why?
I know we were on Teddy Bridgewater.
Yeah, Teddy Bridgewater and McCaffrey returned.
Yeah, there you go. You just see him
But he's also
scrolling
gone.
furiously.
You just like you see me pull up the summary list and everything when the screen goes white.
So Bridgewater finished with
That's why
36
I'm
for
a second
49.
monitor, so you won't see that.
So Teddy Bridgewater ended 36 for 49, 310 yards and 3 touchdowns, one of them being rushing. Curtis Samuel stepped up huge in this game, or was huge in this game, 9 for 105 yards and a touchdown. And then on the Kansas City side, Mahomes doing Mahomes things, honestly. 30 for 45, 372 yards and 4 touchdowns. And then the run game couldn't really get started for Kansas City, but the catchers could.
Yeah.
Travis Kelce, 10 catches, 159 yards. And then Tyreek Hill, 9 catches, 113 yards, and 2 touchdowns. That's basically all I got from this game. It was a great game to watch. I know Harrison Butker missed a field goal at one point, but this was a great game to watch. Not a great game.
It was two good quarterbacks going at each other, basically.
I have a question for Shark and for Chase, because the other two really don't know much about football here.
I got you.
Who do you think? Give me 2 teams that you think are equipped to beat the Chiefs to get to the Super Bowl.
The Bills.
I said 2, but
okay, no, but first one definitely I'd say the Bills. Their teamwork has been solid throughout the season.
As of right now, or like healthy.
I mean, I would say right now.
Because as of right now, I would put the Saints up there.
No, I said AFC. To get to the
AFC? Okay. Then give me their NFC. Ravens are in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't put them up there, to be honest.
Mm-mm.
My sleeper would be Titans, but I think Buffalo as well, with Seattle there, just because they can put up the points.
Seattle's an NFC.
Seattle's
the
NFC.
That is right. That is right. Yeah. So then Bills and Titans would be my 2 most likely. I'm trying to scroll through.
You're trying to scroll through AFC teams?
Yankees.
Yeah, I know Yankees. That's a good one too.
Yeah, I think Yankees have got a solid.
All right, Chase, who is your second one there?
Oh fuck! Now I gotta go look up real quick.
Oh no, you gotta scroll.
Now I gotta scroll. Definitely Bills. I just based off the fact that their teamwork has been phenomenal throughout the.
The only reason why, which they are AFC too, I'm almost positive, but I'm just not a big fan of the Steelers.
I was gonna say the Steelers.
Really?
We'll talk about that a little bit later on why I don't think that they'll be like really great when it comes.
It's basically
No, I'm gonna say we should talk about that later because we still have to talk about the game.
No, yeah.
So wait until that game to say why we don't think they'll be there. I don't think the Steelers will. For me, honestly, even though I'm a Bills fan, like I'm trying to keep this complete. I think Buffalo is one of the best equipped teams to do it. And like the second one is just like iffy because you're like.
Like I'm tossed up between Steelers and Titans for my second one.
The Titans, I would have to agree with Shark on that because like the way they play is very physical. So it makes sense that they would be really well equipped to do it too.
And the thing is, they're worse or they're not really good at defense wise. And they have a really good offense, a team that can put up those points with you.
Yeah.
It's just, are you going to get the defense that showed up late last year, or are you going to get the defense that has kind of shown up the beginning of this year so far? So
yeah, it's just spotty.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And that's the only reason why I'm kind of iffy on it, because trying to not get in details about the Steelers, but I do really like their defense more than anything.
Yeah. Let's move on to the next one.
Yeah.
Once we get on to the Steelers, we'll talk about that.
So moving on, we had the Lions versus the Vikings. Lions losing to the Vikings 20-34.
You better yell this, by the way.
I have said it once and I said it again. Dalvin Cook, have yourself a day. Dalvin Cook, have yourself a day.
Hold on, Shark. Wait, Shark, I got you. Dalvin Cook, have yourself a day! There you go.
And now we're all deaf.
I understand.
I backed away. They could hear it, but I backed away.
So, had a huge game, of course, last week. This week he had 22 rushes, 206 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Also adding 46 receiving yards onto the day. Kirk Cousins actually threw no interceptions this game, which I'm completely surprised about.
shocked.
But he did have 3 touchdowns, 220 yards. 2 of those touchdowns going to Irv Smith Jr., their quote-unquote backup tight end, but he's playing almost the exact same amount of snaps as Kyle Rudolph now. Matthew Stafford, who earlier this week was said to most likely miss this game because of COVID-related.
Yep.
Actually was able to play, and then he left the game hurt. Vikings forced 3 interceptions, 2 against him and 1 against the backup that came in, Chase Daniels. And then also for the Lions, the only other news really was the first game without Galladay with his hip injury. Danny Amendola, who I'm surprised that he is still alive playing.
Same.
7 catches for 77 yards. And then TJ Hawkinson, 5 catches, 39 yards, and a touchdown.
The wording behind that.
Yeah.
I'm surprised he's still alive.
Yeah.
Alive and healthy. I mean, he's
No,
done good things for the
hopefully-
Lions.
Hopefully Stafford's thing isn't serious. I didn't see the injury. I don't know what it was about. Like how the hit came, at least. But hopefully it's not serious. I don't like anyone getting hurt, especially if it's something terrible.
Next game was a snoozer as well. Giants versus Washington football team.
Oh my
23-20.
god.
Let's go Giants. Take that division.
I mean,
Kyle Allen got hurt in this game, which meant that the return of Alex Smith, who also struggled, but 24 for 32, 325 yards and a touchdown, but then he had 3 interceptions, 2 within the last about 3 minutes.
we gotta
game.
think, though, with Alex Smith making a return, he's gonna be rusty.
Oh, yeah.
Dude hasn't played in, what, a year, at least?
No, he played a game.
Last year?
No, I think he played a game this year, didn't he?
Yeah, he's already played one this year.
Oh,
Played
okay.
one.
I did not know that he played one already. I think it's rust more than anything.
How did
Yeah.
he do in that game?
In the game before,
He did bad.
He did bad.
He did that.
He did bad. I think we actually brought up the fact that it was rust last time, too, so...
Well,
also,
it wasn't as bad of a game this time.
No. And the only other news really was Scary Terry and Cam Sims had a nice game. Scary Terry with 7 catches, 115 yards and a touchdown. And then Cam Sims, 3 catches for 110 yards.
That Terry touchdown was insane, though. I don't know
See,
how he
yeah.
could get tackled.
See, as someone who doesn't know or understand what you're talking about, I hear Scary Terry, I think immediately of Rick and Morty.
Yeah.
So
Well, Joe, would you like to do the next game?
He's gotta pull it up! No!
no.
He's gotta pull it up!
You're good. You're good, Joe. You're good, Joe.
Welcome to the podcast, Aeolus!
So we got the Texans versus the Jags. It was 27-25. That's all I got.
Special guest appearance on Vanguard Nightly News, a lawless Andy's gone.
All right, go Joe. Keep it up.
All right, yeah.
Texans and Jaguars.
Yep. So,
You had to scroll back down.
So we got Watson, who was 19 to 32, 321 total, and had 2 touchdowns.
Yes, he did.
Fuller was in 5 to 100 and had 1 touchdown.
Yes.
Cook had 3 to 83 and also a single touchdown.
Brandon Cooks had a really good game.
Yes, he did.
And I'm pretty sure that's like basically all that team has, to be honest. Yeah.
Fuller and Cooks had very good games. Deshaun Watson had a great game.
Yeah.
Texans are starting to look better as the season goes on, definitely.
I 100% agree. Yep.
Joe, what was their record in the beginning of the season? Okay.
So moving on to Jack's side, 6th-round draft pick Jake Luton had a good game, 26 for 38, 304 yards, 2 touchdowns, one of them being rushing. James Robinson, of course, probably contender for Rookie of the Year.
Yeah, he's doing good for my fantasy too.
99 yards and a touchdown, and then DJ Chark Jr. 7 catches, 146 yards and a touchdown, and that touchdown being a 73-yard touchdown. So, and I think Joe did a pretty good job summarizing up the Houston Texans. So, congratulations, Joe.
Congratulations, Joe.
Thank you.
Ooh,
I'm not better than anyone else. I'm just like you. It's fine. Don't need to applaud.
So, moving on to the 4.
Guys, put down in the comments if you think Joe should stay or not for the next podcast.
No.
Moving on to the 4 o'clock games, we had the Raiders versus the Chargers, 31-26. Devontae Booker outperforms Josh Jacobs. Booker had 68 yards and a touchdown. Jacobs had 65 and a touchdown. Darren Waller, 5 catches, 22 yards and a touchdown. That's really about it for the Raiders side. On the Chargers side, Herbert's still looking like a future gem for them. 28 for 42, 326 yards and 2 touchdowns. And Keenan
He's
Allen
really
and
knocking
Herbert,
out of the park.
yes, he is. Keenan Allen and Herbert duo looking better and better each week. 9 catches, 103 yards, and a touchdown for Keenan Allen.
It was a good game, though.
I
Yes.
mean, altogether, it was a good game. Vegas is... They're like one of those middle-tier teams, I think. I give them a year or two. I think that
I
they'll
would say Chargers are the same.
acquire... Yeah. Chargers and Raiders are kind of both middle-tier teams, I'd say.
Chargers are really close to pushing that hump, though.
What would you think that they need, though, to kind of get them over that?
Run game and defense.
Yeah, it's pretty much been shootouts for them a majority of the time.
Either
And
that
Herbert's
or they
been
blow it
playing-
in the 4th.
Herbert's been playing solid through it, and if you figure if he has any sort of defense at all, they'd win games.
For sure. So, moving on to
Thumbs up.
America's team.
America's team! Fuck yeah, baby!
Did Dallas' quarterback get hurt this week?
Woo.
No, he did not.
No.
Oh my God.
The first week without an injury for Dallas. Woo! But I'm pretty sure they just put a lineman on the COVID list.
Steelers versus Cowboys. Steelers came back and won 24-19.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, it was a snooze fest. Even though it was a close game, it was honestly a snooze fest.
You want to know what the whole issue is with this game? Steelers went in thinking it was an easy win, and Dallas, by somehow...
Nah, I don't think they thought it was an easy one.
Really?
I watch video games. I watch video games. I play video games. I watch football. I've played football. You know, as any sort of like competitor, regardless of what the case is, you never look down on your opponent, because if you do, they're gonna either fuck you up or they're gonna make it so you don't look as good as you think you are.
Yep.
And like, maybe it's just me, but I think that's kind of what happened here. Because
I don't think that's what they did. I think Dallas just
shocked the world.
Played better. I feel like they were actually playing somewhat decent defense at the start.
You also have to think that like Dallas and Steelers, like not being in the same division, but these two have the most Super Bowl wins. Like they have this rivalry already.
Yeah.
So I don't think they came in thinking like this is an easy win. Let's move on. I just think they came in and Cowboys were more hungry, honestly, for the win.
I mean, it's been a minute since Cowboys got a win, so they're probably searching for that.
So
the team is just.
I don't know what happened to the Steelers in this game, but
it has nothing to do with the Steelers at this point. Like especially with how, like they were up fucking 19-3.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
How, like to me, like at that point you have to secure the win. It just doesn't matter. Doesn't matter who you're playing. 19-3, you have to secure that.
I do agree.
Joe, eat it faster.
So
trying to turn me on.
Like the side of it. Trigger everybody.
So moving on, we had in this game. I've been hearing a lot of Dallas fans saying the refs cheated us. The refs cheated us. No, you all suck. Just shut up. Like, you all suck. Like let's be fucking honest. You all suck. Like you all suck this year. Zeke sucks. Your quarterback play sucks because of injury. Your O-line sucks because of injury.
And
the
COVID
defense sucks. Like at the end of the day, like it's a bunch of things that add up.
Dallas has never had a good defense, though.
No, but like at the end of the day, like
they've had decent defenses every now and then, but like it's never been one like I'm gonna fucking punch your teeth down your throat.
No.
Mm-hmm. So Big Ben.
Yeah.
Big Ben got hurt. No, you're good. Big Ben got hurt. Then came back into the game, but he had 29 for 42, 306 touchdowns. Receivers had a good game as well. Juju 6 catches, 93 yards and a touchdown. Deontay Johnson 6 catches, 77 yards, and then Chase Claypool 8 for 69. Surprise, surprise! Deontay Johnson did not get hurt this week.
And you didn't start him.
No, I actually did start him this week. I was actually
Woo!
surprised. Yeah, so I was. Yeah,
break the curse, Shark.
Yeah, it's switching us all up right now. Like I said, Elliott sucked. Greg Zerlin was basically the MVP of this game for Dallas.
Yeah.
4 for 4 with longest of 45 yards. And then CeeDee Lamb had a really nice catch, tiptoe on the sideline, and then he also had a touchdown.
Through the window.
Besides that, there was not much else.
I felt like they should have kept Ben Roethlisberger out of the game after that.
I do agree.
Because you're risking so much more if someone even like bumps into it the wrong way, if it's already hurting like that. Like.
So wait, what? I didn't see it. What got injured on Big Ben?
It was his knee.
Oh, yeah, he should. I agree. He should have stayed out.
I believe it was his left knee.
So
not lefty.
What was it like? Broken?
No, more than likely it just he popped his knee out. Or
that's not that bad.
Fine.
The coach. Well, he shouldn't have played in that situation.
Yeah,
could have caused much higher.
You're the starting quarterback on an NFL team. You're getting paid millions and millions of dollars. You don't want to risk that person going down with an injury that'll last for the rest of the year.
Because he could have tore his ACL right there.
He could have broke his kneecap. Someone fell on it wrong. Just from him like trying to slide away from another person. Like there's so many things that could happen. And with how much that you're paying someone,
knee injuries you never take lightly, no matter what. Those things can fuck you up.
Like he was slapping it. He was trying to move it around and try to do something to where it wasn't going to hurt, but it wasn't working. I was actually in a call with Shark while the game was going on. I was like, they should pull him out.
Mm-hmm.
So
very risky.
Next game. Last 4 o'clock game, we had the Dolphins or the Cardinals. Actually, a really good game. Tua had a good game, 20 for 28, 248 yards, and 2 touchdowns.
Can we get him out of my division?
No. He's going to be a great quarterback.
Yeah, out of my division.
So, Dolphins defense again had another fumble for a touchdown. And then the Kyler Murray had a huge game, 21 for 26, 309 total, and 4 touchdowns, one of them being rushing. Pass catchers spread out this game, but Hopkins struggled in the game overall. God.
Can we get Kyler Murray to like roll his ankle and be okay next week? Not this week. Like I don't want Buffalo to play him right now.
Kyler Murray is on a hype train essentially, and he's gonna ride that shit out.
He is insane though. You see how fast and shifty he is? It's gonna be hard for any team to actually like keep up with him.
Lower center of gravity. Like that's what it is. I mean, like as much as it's I'm not trying to say like being short. I'm short. Straight up. I'm short.
You can't say it's because of lower center of gravity. Look at DK Metcalf.
Okay, you got me there.
Motherfucker is running routes. He is flying.
But no, if you're short.
Kyler Murray is just an elusive man.
There's no way back in like the 90s or even early 2000s would there have been anyone being like, I'm going to go with Tua. You do not, like back in the day, there was no short quarterbacks. You had to at least be this height. There's no way he would have made it.
Because they always made the excuse, oh, they got to be able to see over the lineman.
You know the route. Like, the whole thing is, if you know the route, if it's a deep, you're good. You could toss it over. The whole thing is, if you're short, a majority of the time, all they have to do is put their hands up.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to, like, arc that ball if you're a shorter QB. Yes, like that.
Yeah, like Joe. Wax on, wax off. Raise the roof.
So, moving on to the next game.
Shark's like, get the freaking let's go.
Next game we have Saints versus the Bucks. Saints completely annihilated the Bucks, 38-3.
I'm gonna just go take a nap.
It's literally like I said before. The Bucks defense, they aren't what you saw 2 weeks ago. Like,
yeah,
they're
it's
going to be a roller coaster team.
Yeah,
they had 2 good games and they're going to be back. They're very inconsistent.
Mm-hmm.
Drew Brees had 26 for 32, 222 yards and 4 touchdowns. Michael Thomas returns and had 5 catches for 51 yards. And then Brady struggles in a catch-up game, 22 for 38 and 3 interceptions. And the only other thing is there was 5 total rushing attempts from the Buccaneers side in this game.
So, I don't know if you actually were paying attention, but Bill was sitting there like acting like they were getting there. Someone was getting spanked. It's like, you're not wrong, dude. Brady played like shit this game.
Oh yeah, he did for sure.
It was the entire team, to be honest.
Brady, the whole team, the Saints just had a field day.
Like, you guys have no idea how upset I was. I wasn't able to actually switch my quarterback out.
Oh no.
No, like I was clicking like move, but it kept saying there was an error with it, right?
Oh,
so I had to keep Brady in there. And you see what he did?
5 points.
Got me 2 points.
Oh yeah, my bad. 2 points. 2 points.
And
almost negative.
I'm like, I was gonna switch out for Cam Newton. Who says that?
A desperate man.
Yeah, desperate man in that situation.
It is desperate, but that would have been the best move for me in that situation because, you don't know football. Patriots were playing the Jets. Jets play like ass.
We'll get to that game. We'll get to that game in a minute.
No, I'm saying, like, that's the switch out.
Mm-hmm.
So, like,
that is the big brain
play. If you play the way Tom Brady did, you're never going to win football games.
There was a question. I think I saw it on SportsCenter, on Twitter or something. Does Brady get benched? Is that a possibility to ever happen?
No.
Nope. You don't pay what you did and bring him in there for him to be benched. It doesn't matter.
What I think would be hilarious? Yes.
The memes, dude. The memes after, during the game.
I don't care what team he goes to. If it's fucking Bucks, like Saints, I don't give a shit where he goes to, right?
Mm-hmm.
If wherever he goes, I am rooting against him. Like, if I have him on fantasy, I'm like, do well, but lose.
Dude, have a good game, but just make sure your team loses.
Because I'm like, I had to deal with him for so long in my division.
Fanda just has an eternal hatred.
With a coach, no, I don't actually hate the Patriots. I literally hate Tom Brady.
No, that's what I'm saying. You have an eternal hatred for Tom Brady.
With the coach that knew how to work with Tom Brady, and that's why he was so successful. You build a team around the quarterback. This, they threw the team together.
Mhm.
They're like, okay, he played well with this person. He knows this person. And on paper, looks like a Super Bowl contender out of this fucking world.
That's what we
But
all
if you
thought in
wa-
the
If you
preseason.
watch them play this last game, they look like they couldn't beat a fucking Pee-wee football team.
They look like they couldn't beat the Jets. Jets might get their
I wouldn't
first
go
win.
that far. I wouldn't go that far.
I think the Pee Wee team would beat the Jets, right?
It would be a blowout. All right.
Ah,
The
no.
Jets can just blind people.
Oh yeah.
Those fucking helmets, I was like,
I-
holy shit.
The memes that were
Uh,
posted after.
so,
How many interceptions you got? 4.
4.
Basically, Joe.
On to the next game here.
What
So-
comes after the 3?
So our Monday night game was the Patriots versus the Jets, 30-27. Patriots came back to win on the last second field goal. Cam Newton had a nice game, 27 for 35, 290 yards, and 2 rushing touchdowns. Jacoby Myers' connection with Cam Newton has continued on another game where he had 12 catches for 169 yards. We had Joe Flacco looking like he was in 2012 or whatever year they won the Super Bowl.
Whatever that was.
I mean, it was
back
years
then.
ago.
Back in the day.
I was like 3 years old at the point.
Gee, don't you dare say that.
You were not that young. Because I remember it.
He had 262 yards and 3 touchdowns, and then Rashard Perryman connection with Joe Flacco, 5 catches, 101 yards, and 2 touchdowns. And besides that, there wasn't much. I know Damian Harris left the game injured. He had about 70 yards rushing and then got hurt in the late third quarter, I believe. But
Yeah.
it doesn't really matter because the Patriots run about 7 running backs deep every single time, so it doesn't matter fantasy-wise.
Okay, because we skipped over that. I don't really think there's anything left to say with the Patriots game. So back to the Steelers and why I
Mhm.
don't think they'll be contenders. I don't think they'll be contenders based off of this game and it showing their weaknesses.
Yep.
The gameplay was weak from them. I'm surprised they came back. I don't know how they did. I feel like Ben Roethlisberger is going to take more shots in his legs, and that's going to mess up that knee even more. You're a bigger quarterback. You start to scramble. People are going to go low on you. They don't want to get run over. The defense looked good at times, but it also played bad at times. Which for a majority of the games hasn't been seen yet. And I feel like if they go to play up against a team who is solid, I don't know if Buffalo plays them at all this year. I don't remember the schedule.
I
But
don't.
if they play against someone like with a decent QB, like Josh Allen is a decent QB, we can all agree on that. Like good, I'd actually say good to like MVP status.
I was gonna say Allen's got
100%.
the MVP candidate, like one of the MVP candidates right now.
But I would say that it doesn't look good for them in the future with how poor they're playing overall.
No,
I would agree.
but I mean, maybe we'll see a different Steelers team next week.
There's a possibility, but that needs to stay there. They
I
can't
feel
have
like
these
there's
poor.
a different Steelers team every year.
Nah,
Not really.
depends.
I like your thought process, but
I mean, he's not wrong technically because there's new players.
I think that's what he was going for.
No, I actually genuinely feel like because I used to actually pay attention to the Steelers when I was little, like the one sports team I actually looked up to. But yeah,
yeah, they need to keep it solid instead of trying to push.
They're
out
trying. They're really trying to make that push for. Oh, we're undefeated.
yeah.
But
It's not going to do much.
We
when
won
your
the Super
quarterback
Bowl
loses
how
his
many
kneecap.
times in a row?
yeah, it doesn't matter. You lose Big Ben, you lose that team.
for sure.
Well, I think that about wraps up our football section. Now time for the one that Joe has been waiting for. And it is the anime
Hi.
recommendations and all
So-
sorts of things.
So, because we're going to start this off, with anime, right? Or we're doing anime this time. We're gonna do something a little different here and have Chase talk about one of the animes he watched recently.
Yeah.
So Chase, why don't you tell us all about Naruto and what
Fuck!
you feel
I thought you were gonna
about
say
that
the
show?
other one. I'm more interested in the other one now. Fuck Naruto.
We're gonna talk about that one, but I want to know your opinions on Naruto and how good of an anime you think it is.
Yes, Chase.
I honestly really enjoyed Naruto and Shippuden. I watched it pretty fast too, actually.
Did you
Mind
finish
you.
Shippuden?
Yeah,
You did, yeah.
I've been finished with that for like 2 weeks.
Okay,
He
cool.
binge watched.
I did. I binge watched it a lot. It's a solid anime. Lots of fillers. So if you don't like the fillers, there's lists online to skip the fillers that I.
40% of the anime.
40% of the anime is filler. But those episodes that are not filler I enjoyed them. I enjoyed all the fight scenes in Shippuden, especially the Naruto versus Sasuke. Sorry, spoilers.
Favorite character, Chase?
Favorite character is Kakashi or Pervy Sage.
Yeah,
Wow.
good choices.
Good choices. Rip Pervy Sage, but
Shush. It makes me cry every time.
I don't know
Poor
what
Dry.
I'd give it as a rating. Like, are we doing out of 10s? Are we actually doing like
I would
ratings?
say, yeah, do a rating here. Do 1 out of 10.
I'd give it a solid like 8.
Okay.
8 to 9.
9.
So, anyone have anything else to say about it? No?
Well, I remember when I first watched it, everything like that. Going through everything like that, it being a really important thing. Like when I grew up watching it, watching it on like Toonami and everything like that.
Mm-hmm.
I would give it like a 9, but honestly, if I had to be actually serious about it, I would give it a solid like 7 or 6.5.
I feel like you normally give it an upgrade because it's more nostalgic than anything.
Yeah, absolutely, 100%.
That's the way like I felt with Dragon Ball because I grew up watching Dragon Ball and all that, and I'm like, it's a really great anime, and it is. It doesn't have the like emotional connection that you would expect from other animes, but the fight scenes are great. Goku's not a dad, so it relates. Like I feel a lot of a connection with Gohan there because Piccolo coming in as the stepdad.
All right, I gotta go. Bye. Panic and finish this. Bye. Bye.
Yeah. Also, if you're gonna watch Naruto, don't skip the filler that shows Kakashi's face. Never do that.
Yeah.
Don't make that mistake.
I don't. Chase came back from masturbating.
How was it, Chase?
How was what?
How was it?
Going to. Never mind. I was gonna say something, but never mind. Keep going.
All right.
Okay, so the next anime is Sword Art Online. One of my favorite ones.
I think it's
Honestly,
that one's right there. The ones that's above me.
The first season, honestly, I think is the best one.
I watched the first season. That's about it.
I liked the other ones. I didn't think they were terrible. Like they got a lot of like terrible reviews.
Yeah.
But I think they were good shows overall.
I think
there was one scene that I could have done without, which was in the recent season. I'm not going to state what it is. It just shouldn't have happened. Bill knows what I'm talking about. I don't know if Joe has seen it, but I think Joe knows what I'm talking about if he has. So there's that one scene that I could have done without, but apart from that, like everything else was great. Like I enjoyed the anime. I don't know if Shark has ever seen Sword Art Online.
Nope.
It's a good series. They're actually releasing the last one here. Coming out soon. They're not naming it Sword Art Online though. I can't remember what they're calling it, but
really,
yeah, there's gonna be something else.
It's no longer
to the next one. Oh no, go
sorry.
ahead. No,
okay, but before we move on to the next one, I was literally just gonna say, like, I feel like the people who are making the Sword Art Onlines are kind of like, I don't know what to say, like how, like, I feel like they're getting ahead of themselves, or they know they have something like really like interesting, like an interesting concept for an anime, but I feel like they're pushing too much and everything like that, and they're kind of missing the whole point of where like the anime started from. So it's kind of just like this, I don't know what to say, like call it like Basically, yeah, and it's just it was always a like a harem kind of like thing, but
In a,
like
in a
they're
way,
kinda
yeah, but
pushing
no.
that,
Like
yeah.
it was.
Yes and no. Yes and no.
It like there was points where it could seem that way, and then there's
Yeah.
points where it's like, yeah, this just seems like it's kind of like a medieval style anime because it's a
Right.
video game / medieval.
Mhm.
And I thought that was a fantastic concept. I enjoyed the idea of it, and I loved the first. I actually watched the first season recently.
See, the last one that I watched was Gun Gale.
Yeah.
I have not
Oh.
watched anything above that.
Alicization.
Yeah, I have not watched
Yeah,
any
so
of that.
you haven't seen it then.
Yeah.
There
Right.
is a scene in Alicization that
Okay,
happens.
so-
You might have heard about it, but
I think I did hear about it because I'm pretty sure because my mind went to like 3 different parts.
yeah.
So I was like, it was either those 3, and I'm pretty sure I know what you're talking about. But
there's one terrible part.
but yeah, like they're kind of. I feel like it's just kind of like disregarding the fact that it started from like this huge like, oh, you could die in this video game at any
Mhm.
moment. It's kind of dark at the beginning and everything like that, and it kind of like tugs at your heartstrings, especially when I watched it when I was like in like middle school when it came out, and like I was like, oh my god, this is so cool. And now it's kind of just becoming like this like harem kind of like also it's still action and everything like that.
Yeah,
but
it's not the way that it used to.
yeah,
nowhere near.
exactly. It's kind of missing that whole factor, and that's why I'm kind of disappointed in it. But I'm still gonna watch it because I love it.
Yeah,
but-
Alicization
I think-
was better
Okay.
than the
Was
last one, Gun Gale.
Yeah.
Uh,
I think if they took Alicization in a little bit of a different direction, they could have brought it back to like the roots almost.
I feel like that might be the newer season though. I feel like
Maybe.
that's what they might be trying to do. Like
Maybe.
more like,
We'll
hey,
see.
we need to go back to this place and do this, and then who knows, they might just end up getting locked in there with just their group instead of a bunch of other
Yeah.
players, which could be a good way to end off the series by having the main characters die.
Yeah,
I-
introduce some new characters and everything like that.
People who are gonna take over from
but-
where they left off.
Yeah, let's skip to the next one here.
Yep, next
Chase is actually very excited about this. I actually introduced him to this anime recently. The God of
Look
High
at the smile.
Yes!
Shark
Really?
actually watched it with us. I really enjoy the anime. I've seen it
3 times now you've
I've
seen
seen
it.
it 4 times now because I actually watched it by myself again.
Oh my god.
Uh,
Very, 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 very good.
the anime, and I can't even talk. Animation is really good.
Anywho.
The fight scenes
The
are fucking
combat
pristine.
Really good. They actually use a bunch of different martial arts into the anime, and they add abilities into it, which is actually really cool. The idea of the show is you fight in a tournament. If you win the tournament, you get a wish granted by a god. It could be any wish apart from reviving someone who passed away. So you could be like, oh, I tore every ligament in my leg. I can't walk anymore. I wish for that to be healed, and then you would be perfectly fine. It's literally anything apart from someone coming back from the dead, which I think is a really cool aspect. Like Chase said, the fight scenes are fantastic.
Fucking
The main
perfect.
character, Mori Jin, is incredible. Chase is just getting up to the last 2 episodes in the season. He's waiting for the dub to come out.
Uh-huh.
But overall, I think the anime is probably
Shark
about
is
a
too.
7.5 to an 8
Mhm.
on a rating.
I'm just saying, subbed is superior.
There's points.
Not always. Not
There's
always.
points.
I
I mean,
know.
but yeah, it's more personal.
Yeah.
Like it's
That's actually the next one on my list I have to watch.
Very
But-
good, Bill. Highly
It's
recommend
very
it.
good.
I
Very
just
good.
think-
Also, by the way, we forgot to rate Sword Art. I would give Sword
Oh.
Art 8.5. Just based off of the first season, because that's honestly the one where it started off. The majority of people here have seen it,
Mhm.
at least up to the first. So I will give it an 8.5 on the first. I will give like second season and third. I would give probably about like a 6.5, 7.
Actually, second, I think I'll keep with the 8 because I think second season, they took it in a good direction only because it's like everyone else's fight is over, but his isn't. Kirito's isn't. So I kind of like that aspect.
Great, now I don't even need to watch it. I already know what
Well-
happens.
I'm just saying, like
I'm joking.
you
Well,
might
there's
have-
nothing given in the story right there anyway, Bill. You should have just noticed that. But I would like my
It
personal
makes
thing would
sense.
be like a 6.5, or 7. I wouldn't go much higher than that based off of like the story.
For season
it's
2?
Not, yeah, season 2 and 3. Season 3 I might give a little higher, but like it just depends. Like it all depends on the part of the thing. So like that's what I'm
It was a
saying.
good watch. It was good, but just not as good, I don't think.
So because back to the God of High School, because
Yeah, my bad.
Shark, Chase, and I have watched 11 episodes. We watched 11 episodes in I think 2 days.
Yeah.
Yep.
And Shark's like sitting there, I'm pretty sure playing FIFA and watching the show at the same time. But he was like
I was watching it.
Yeah, he was
I was
catching
watching
everything.
it.
He was catching everything that was said, and whenever Chase was like, "What?" He's like, "Yeah, this." But like overall, I think with combat, story, everything, since you guys haven't seen it yet, you guys could have your ratings.
I've started it.
I'm talking about these two. I would recommend watching, like even binge watching it, Joe, because it is.
It doesn't take long.
I would give it an 8.5.
Yeah, I'd say an 8.5 to 9.
I'm saying 8.5 just because there's there's more story to be told. I don't want to kind of just be like, well, this is great. Like, watch this, and then have the next season come out and it be trash.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't want to be like, I don't want to say it's like a 9, 9.5. And please take that hat off.
You realize he had that on when we were talking about football, right?
I did, yes, but I ignored it.
I love my hat. It's my favorite. I'll put on my whole fucking uniform right now.
Now. We're fucking
Continue this shit, Bill.
When he put it on at first, I went in there.
What have you seen so far? Yeah.
Me? I've watched the first 2 episodes.
Okay.
So far. That's
so
it.
You've seen a little bit of the combat.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it. I like the fight style and everything like that.
As it progresses, the fights get so much better.
It does. I've only watched 2 episodes, and yeah, I feel like it's going to get a lot better.
Wait a second.
They have special abilities called the Chariok, or I don't remember how to pronounce it. But you're able to use these abilities if they are awakened. You're essentially borrowing powers from the gods.
Mm-hmm.
Which is a really cool aspect to me in an anime, because you don't really see that too much. Like, you're like, oh well, these characters can be gods. I've never seen anyone borrow a power of a god.
Exactly.
It's more just like their powers are like Naruto, because the fucking fox was put inside of him. He's not essentially borrowing that power.
He is that power.
Essentially, yeah, because fucking he's like, okay, you use my power. Like, it's not like, oh yeah, you're gonna have to give that back.
Give it back, bitch.
I'm sorry. Is this the one with like a big ass frog? Am I thinking of the right anime?
No, that's not.
You're thinking of the wrong anime.
That's
yeah.
We were talking about Naruto, and there's big ass frogs in Naruto, but we weren't talking about that.
I'm thinking
they're
like
actually toads.
Okay, sorry, my bad.
Well, there are frogs in there.
Bill, what kind of fucked up anime are you watching with frogs?
No, it's another like high school one where it's similar.
Yeah, Bill. Ew, disgusting.
No,
it's yeah, don't tell me what it is right now when give me some detail.
Into a fucking corgi.
Yeah, they're borrowing power from gods, which I think is a cool aspect, and each one has their own ability. This, once you get, I think episode 4 or 5,
You
or
get
5
to
or 6,
see
somewhere around there, you get to see one of them in use, which is really cool.
Fucking dope.
The way that it is used, I think the idea of it is amazing.
All the different designs are fucking.
So from animation, combat, all that stuff that you've seen so far, what would you rate this anime? Because you've only seen.
Honestly, like, I'm very hard on rating and everything like that. So I probably right now I'd have to give it like a 7.2.
Yeah,
that's still high.
It's not bad though, because you've only seen 2 episodes.
I'm sure your rating will change.
Yeah, with you only seeing 2 episodes it's really good to have a higher rating like that.
No, I like being a hard rater too.
Yeah.
But yeah, right now.
Everything here I rate highly. There's other animes where I'm not gonna rate them highly, and I'll probably actually just make a list for that and just be like, yeah, these are shit. JoJo's.
I really hope Taken gets to the 1 hour mark, because we're about at the 1 hour mark, and he just writes, "Fuck you."
Shark, what would you rate the anime? Because you've seen a majority of it so far.
I would probably give it a 7.4, 7.5.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Shark, I feel, is more story driven though when it comes to anime.
Yeah, I think I am. It's just
Because he
obviously-
really liked Death Note.
I am.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Death
well, the
Note.
thing is, I'm pretty sure the stories
Solid.
are more of the story is going to be coming out in like season 2.
Mm-hmm.
Just because you guys haven't seen the ending, so you don't know like the backstory of everything.
Yeah.
So it's actually really cool how they end the season off. And that's why I rated it the way I did.
But guys,
Yeah.
comment down below your favorite anime or anime recommendations that you guys want us to kind of, maybe watch and review within a
Or your
week's time,
first
mind
anime.
you.
Um,
Or whatever your first anime was, yeah, like Joe said.
so
What got you into anime?
the next one
Sora.
here, I'm pretty sure everyone here has seen. I actually don't remember if I asked Shark if he had seen this. Tokyo Ghoul.
No, that was the one that
yes.
Shark hadn't seen
Yeah.
yet. I don't know if Bill saw it.
No, I haven't.
Uh,
No,
Are we
Bill
talking
has
about
not
the
seen
first
it yet.
season
Really
or the whole
recommend it.
entire series?
Whole series.
You can spoil.
Fuck
that one.
yes.
I don't.
Tokyo Ghoul is incredible.
Fucking,
Um,
that's another one I love.
Chase was like, I don't know if I can get back into this anime because of the way that season 3 started off. He was like confused, and I'm
I
like,
was.
just watch it, just watch it. I had
watch
to tell
it.
him like
Just
20
watch it.
times, just watch it,
Everything
and
will
then
make
he
sense
goes,
soon.
I fucking love this.
Well,
Yeah,
it
it
was
is.
literally okay. So the thing is about Tokyo Ghoul season 3, without kind of going into way too many spoilers, like the way it starts out is totally fucking different. Like literally about a damn 180
Uh huh.
from the fucking season 2 ending. So it's like I'm getting into this. I'm like, did I miss something, Panda? I started fucking Googling, like, is there like a movie or something I'm supposed to watch? Like, no, and they're like, just watch season 3. I'm like, well, guess I'm gonna watch season 3.
I had to talk to him about 20 times just to tell him to watch it, and then when he did, we started watching it on Discord together. So when we started watching it, he is like, "This is fucking awesome," and it got to I think like 4:35 in the morning, and he was like, "I really need to go to bed."
But I really don't want to stop watching it.
I must keep
And
watching.
then he finished it, and he sent me a text. I think it was 2 days later when he finished it. He sent me a text. I think at like 6:30 in the morning.
Oh yeah, that
Saying-
was after my dad's
finished-
hole.
Saying finish Tokyo Ghoul.
Bravo, man. Bravo.
It was amazing.
He grinded.
And I was like, I told you, like, I'm not gonna tell you to watch some shitty anime.
Nope, 10 out of
Like
10.
I would never recommend some shitty anime, and I would give
No.
Tokyo Ghoul a 9.5 to a 10. Like,
Ooh.
like the story is fantastic. The characters are great. The combat is great. I love the ghoul aspect. I'm not going to say.
I love fucking
Whatever.
Kaneki. That's all I can say.
Yeah, I love the characters'
Actually, I
relationships.
don't know if you guys actually do this, but that knuckle crack he does on his pointy finger.
Oh yeah,
Do that
yeah,
every
yeah.
now and then, and I
I-
catch myself.
Jason.
Jason, bitch, it's Kaneki. Get it right.
Also, I'm just gonna say, when I first started the series, I was like, and
Yeah,
everything. Also, like the intro, the song. At
Yep.
first, like when I was just like, this song, I was like, I don't really care for it. And then at the very end of season 1, I'm like,
Literally the one, like,
Well,
I know me and
love
Panda
it.
were singing the same one. That is one of my favorite anime openings. One of them, mind you.
Yeah.
Bluebird is still top of the list here.
I actually love that one more than any other anime.
I'll
opener.
be honest, I was not feeling it at first. I was like one of those people who was just like, I
agree completely, and I completely understand what you're talking about, and I
Yeah.
know the scene that you're talking about, to where you're like, I fucking love that,
Mm-hmm.
because like as soon as that kicked on, I was like, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Literally 9.5 to a 10 for me. I wouldn't go any lower than a 9 on that.
Nope. I
Yeah.
can't go lower than a 9 with that anime
I,
at all.
honestly, I do love it. I love the fact that it really like it changed my mind about it like very soon into the
Yeah.
show, and like you guys are giving it a 9, everything like that. I have to give it like a 8.46.
Damn, that was
To be
really
honest.
accurate. You went to the
I
fucking hundredths place.
I mean, I'm just saying, like, I'm in between, so basically 8.5
Okay.
essentially. I want to give it a 9, but at the same time, I'm just like,
the whole reason I can't go
Yeah.
below it, like below a 9, is because of the story and this, like everything that happens
Just
in the
the
story. It is emotionally driven, and I fucking love
Yeah.
that when animes do that.
Yeah.
The last episode
And
was
also, Toga is, my god, like she queen, all right, like
She is 100%.
like she is incredible.
100%.
we gotta save some animes for next week.
Kaneki was being a
Well,
little
we've got
bitch
2 more. Next week we'll
first
talk
to
about some
I
shit ones,
told
Joe
you
and I
I
will
did.
actually go over that.
Yeah.
But there's 2 more. Death Note, which Chase has yet to fucking see.
Yet to see. I'm waiting.
Um,
I'm waiting for y'all.
You can't say
Don't
wait
even
for us.
try to say that. We've told you we would watch.
I'm
it
sorry
anytime.
that I've been busy. Continue
Oh.
forward.
So Death Note is one of the greatest animes of all time. I wouldn't there's not much more that I could say about it without spoiling it. I could say like the trailer, you write in a book a person's name, they die. You could say how they die, what time they die, and that's how they die. The anime is so much better than the shitty live action movie they did. That
Yeah, I
live
watched the
action
movie.
was god awful.
Don't
and
watch it.
I think it should
Please.
just burn. That was
Please do
such a
not watch
disgrace
that.
to the anime.
Do not watch
Okay,
it.
okay.
I'm
One
watching it right
thing
now.
I do agree with you absolutely 100% about the show
Live
on
action.
Netflix. Yes, but one thing that they did absolutely fantastic, and I will stand
I will-
by this no matter what, was casting William
Yes.
Dafoe
Yes,
as. Thank you. Yeah,
I
as-
agree.
as-
I
was
agree.
like,
I thought his
he
character was perfect. The story, I think Shark and I talked about this before. The story was like pushed together
Mhm.
so much that they were like, you know what? Let's go ahead and
Fuck
do
it.
all of this in an hour and 20 minutes and fuck up everything that every fan loves.
Yeah.
Because I look at Willem Dafoe, right? He would he played a great Ryuk.
Yes.
He would play an amazing Joker. His facial construction, all that stuff, his laugh, that would look fantastic as
He's
the
just
Joker.
He's just a good villain overall.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I like the character-wise, I don't know who would have played better in the live action, as Ryuk than him.
Mhm. Like I can't think of anyone else. Yeah.
I don't know.
How many
anyone that would-
fucking props are you gonna bring?
and
All of them.
the
All
movie,
of
the
them.
live action movie besides him was shit. The fucking the dialogue, the fucking other characters, story, it was kind of like iffy, like compared to the actual fucking anime.
Mhm.
It's like the anime. There's more of like a fucking evil connection with the anime. It's kind of like that's like a dark desire that everyone has. Like even like they're pissed off, fucking just don't like someone. It's like, oh yeah, that's cool. Like that's a cool aspect. Then you're like introducing police officers and stuff into it.
Mhm.
And they're like, oh, we got to find this guy because he's doing something here. And I thought,
Yeah, sorry, go ahead. Yeah.
oh no, go ahead. You're good.
Okay, but like you said, they're involving the police. They're not only involving the police, but they're involving like a whole bunch of other countries from different investigating this like situation.
Mhm.
And I was like, go on. All right.
Yeah, the whole thing, it was really interesting to me because I'm like, there's no way that anyone would be able to tell that someone had done this, right?
Right.
Because they're writing it down. So when someone's like, there's powers at work here, and then they're like, oh, let's go investigate this stuff because it doesn't seem natural. I thought that concept was very good to
Mhm.
introduce. Honestly, I don't know of any other anime that's really like caught my eye when it comes to like what the hell, I can't even think of the name of the genre here.
I can't think of it either.
I legit can't think of the name of the genre, but I haven't seen any other anime or movie really catch my eye like that. Like it's just something that was kind of like pulled me in.
I would
Well-
say it's kind of like a dark mystery kind of.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I would say.
Well, another anime.
How would
that-
you know, Chase? You haven't seen it.
I
Yes, I would agree.
I just
When-
going
when I-
off of
when I-
what you guys have said.
When I think of anime to compare to Death Note, my first one that pops in my head is Future Diary. If you've watched that.
Oh,
No.
yeah.
No, you haven't. Okay.
No. I've seen that one.
I forgot what the Japanese name is, but it's like Nikihara. I can't remember, but basically
I'll ask you for that later.
Yeah, but I'll tell you later. But yeah, it's very similar where they're all fighting, like there's a bunch of people fighting against each other, for a god, essentially.
Okay.
And like whoever wins the competition takes his place.
What the fuck is Bill doing?
I don't know what Bill's doing, honestly. He's just vibing.
Hey, vibe. I do stupid shit to make it funny.
That's my job.
Okay, Panda.
You realize that we're talking here.
Yeah, but yeah, go ahead, Panda. So.
No, honestly, I was just gonna ask your rating here, Shark and Joe.
For Death Note.
For Death Note, yeah.
Honestly, Go ahead, Shark.
Ahead.
Yeah. No, go ahead.
I would say this is my favorite one, but I'd probably just because like I don't think there's anything ever perfect.
I agree. But this isn't about it being perfect. This is just like.
Yeah, I would put this probably a 9-1, just because it's always one of my favorites and everything.
Mm-hmm.
It's where I'd put it, probably a 9-1.
Yeah, like I'd say that's a really good one. Like
I was gonna say
good
9.
rating. Yeah, I was gonna say something like that as well. Like a 9 as well, because basically I am going to be biased. It is one of my favorite anime. It's not the first anime that I watched, but it's the first anime that really got me into like this like oh, there can be dark stuff. Like
the horror.
Horror
stuff.
It's not really like it was horror, but it was also really.
Yeah, you understand what I'm trying to say, like the concept, like
right.
Gore and all that other shit.
Exactly. Yeah. It really introduced me to like the psychological like aspects.
Yes, thank you.
Of,
That's
like,
what it was.
Yeah, it really like I loved it. And like whenever I see like horror movies where it's like psychological thrillers, I'm just like, oh yes, I love that. Either anime or not.
Psychological shit.
Whole genre
like, really
to
gets
me is
I love
amazing.
It.
Yeah.
I love it.
It is fantastic, and I would highly recommend to anyone who is going to or who has watched anime who hasn't seen Death Note or who is trying to get into anime, because that it may start off like really slow and you may have to get into it, but it is a very, very, very good anime, and I would recommend that to anyone that would be considering watching it.
I'm excited to get into it, definitely.
There is one last anime on this list, which everyone here has seen. Everyone here really enjoys this anime. It is My Hero Academia.
Okay.
Season 5, baby!
Season 5 will be coming out in April, which I am super, super excited about. Joe and I have talked about this way past the season that it's at right now.
Close Ultra.
And Shark heard a little bit of what Bill and I were talking about earlier, so he knows some of the stuff that has happened.
Do you read the manga for this?
Yeah.
I have.
The anime, when it gets up to the point that we were talking about, I feel like has to be top tier.
Yeah. 100. Shit's about to go down.
Yeah. With the new season and how they're going to be doing everything, I imagine it is going to be as good as they can get at this point. But when it comes to the situation that Bill, Joe, and Shark heard a little bit of it, what we were talking about, it has to be the highest tier possible for what they have to introduce into this anime, because what is in the manga is ridiculous, and how they animate it is going to be like it has to be a fucking 10 performance from the artist. Like they have to do that.
I don't know how they're gonna pull it off.
I think they're gonna pull it because they pulled everything else off.
I can't wait to hear
Don't
about
say
it.
about the story right now because we don't want to spoil it. But
yeah.
Right.
I can't wait to hear about it after the podcast.
Everything
No.
else. No, you're not. You're waiting, bitch. Fuck you.
go watch the anime.
I
Go
did.
read the manga.
Oh, do it again.
You did. You missed some shit.
Watch it 3 times and then we'll talk.
No, watch it 3 times, and then the manga will pop up on your screen.
Or I just go search the manga. Got it.
Yeah, that could work too. But yeah, out of a show, it is definitely one of my favorite current animes that is out right now. I'm not a huge fan of Deku. Honestly, I don't like his character the way it is right now. But it obviously will change over time.
Have you seen the newest movie?
No,
I have
it's
not.
not manga
Oh,
from what I understand.
Okay. You might change your mind about Deku then.
It's
No,
not canon.
I know some things that happen in there.
Mhm.
Because I have looked it up because I was like, I can't wait for this movie to come out. Whenever the hell they were going to release it on Blu-ray. So I looked up things on it, and I do actually enjoy that, but it doesn't look like that's how he's progressing in the anime. It's
Right.
more like that's how they kind of portrayed him in the movie.
Right. They want him to be like this completely like yes,
Yeah.
I am the successor.
Yeah.
Nothing bad can ever happen to me. I can only get better. Essentially, is that what you mean?
Yeah, it's more
Okay.
just like, yeah, I'm the badass here. Like, you're not gonna stop me. But in the
Yeah.
anime, it's like, oh fuck my arm.
Yeah.
My arm.
I feel like they
My
don't show
leg!
his injuries as serious as they do in the manga.
Yeah. The movie though, like by what I saw, looks really entertaining.
Mhm.
And I will actually watch it when I do have the chance. But the anime itself, I think, has been fantastic through all 4 seasons.
Especially that ending scene in season 4.
Yeah. A lot of people actually didn't catch that. I had to have certain people watch that.
Me. He's like, did you see that scene in the last episode of season 4? I go, what scene?
Yeah.
So I watched it. Fucking, it just kind of threw me for a loop. Like, what the fuck does this all mean?
Also, if you haven't seen it, go back, watch the last episode of season 4.
Pay close attention.
And look at after credits. It'll show you something special. It'll also say season 5 coming soon, which is something that I really look forward to. They did release
I'm
a
so
teaser trailer
excited
for it.
Like even though it says soon, I think that might be delayed because of COVID. But
it was stated to be released in April.
Really,
Joe,
Yeah.
this was soon was like back.
I know.
A while ago.
But still.
They've been working on animation and stuff like that, and they did state COVID. I think COVID pushed that back. They did say that April was like the last release date that they were gonna do, or last pushback date, because I think it was pushed back a few times. They just didn't really like say anything about when the original date was, until they released the trailer for it. But they do have all the animation done. I'm pretty sure they're just like gonna be doing the voiceover work and everything now. And doing that from home is going to be very tricky. But
not tricky
see
for
how
the
that
voice actors. They just have to record them saying a line.
You have to, but when you're at a studio, it's a lot different than it would be at home because you get the studio box to help drown out all the other sound apart from your voice.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, you have the higher. I mean, my guess is that they were shipped to their house, the higher tier mics that help with that as well.
And to be honest, being a voice actor with like a virus that affects your like
respiratory,
lungs and respiratory system, that's pretty hard to deal with, especially like if it really hurts you.
Yeah.
And Japan's been doing a really good job like with the whole COVID situation, so I'm not really too worried about that.
I mean, what would everyone rate it though?
Well, that's what I was about to ask here, because I was going to say let's go from Joe, Bill, Shark, Chase, and then myself. I already know my rating.
I know my rating, so.
But
Joe,
I have to give it a. Even though I love it so much, I also loved Tokyo Ghoul.
Yeah.
I have to give it like a 7.9.
Yeah.
okay, so you gave him an 8.
Basically.
If you're rounding up, yeah, that's actually that makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay, Bill, what do you think?
It's a 9.
It's a 9.
9, because like it's.
Why don't you sit up so we could hear you a little better?
Fuck you.
Yeah, you're in a podcast.
It's always nice to go like. It's always one like I'm bored. I'll go watch fucking My Hero every time, and it never gets boring.
It's
I
a
would
good
say
reason.
that,
Yeah.
I would say that it's a good watch if you are bored. It is definitely something that could.
I used to watch it when I worked overnight.
That is true. I remember.
Shark.
I probably would give it a 8.3.
Yeah.
8.2, 8.3. So
Yeah.
right there.
So that'd be 8.5.
Yeah.
roughly if you round it.
I'm gonna have to go with kind of like the same range that Shark did, 8.5. Gives it some room to grow when it comes to season 5. You said 8.2, 8.3. Panda said 8.5. So I'm going with 8.5.
I was like,
round it
8
up, 'cause if you're gonna go from like 8 to 8.5, you would round up from 8.3 to 8.5.
Yeah.
So it'd be going up from that point. That's why I said round up.
I was there where he was like, yeah, I'm gonna go with Shark.
Yeah.
I thought.
I actually agree with Joe here. I think 8 is actually a really solid rating.
Yeah.
I thought about that before. I didn't want to go too high here. Like for me, once they get up to the arc that
The
3 or
manga's
4 of us know about, how they do that will actually increase the number in my
Overall,
opinion. Because
yeah.
if they do really well with it, I could put it up to a 9, just based off of how they could do that. If they do really poor with it, then that'll actually drop for me. Actually, I think I'll probably go down to like a 7.5, because I mean, granted, that is going to take a lot of work to do.
Yeah.
But it is something that they could do with everything that they have at their disposal.
Well, I think that pretty much wraps it up for this week of the Vanguard Nightly News. Again, I'd like to thank Caster Joe for hopping on along with Hyper Bill. They were our special guests this week. Might see more of them. Who knows? And as always, I'd like to thank Shark and Panda for, sticking around week after week doing this. Shark with his weekly NFL stuff rundown.
You call me Wave, right?
Yeah.
All right.
But guys, I hope you guys all did enjoy. If you guys did, make sure you like and tell us a comment about what your favorite part was. If you really liked it, make sure you press the subscribe button, hit that little bell, stuff like that. This is Vanguard Nightly News signing off. Hope you guys all have a fantastic day. Peace.
Yeah, yeet.